you what though, boy oh boy. Oh man! The thrower blanket over them. But it's battle stations, white flag comes out. She's on for young and old, this one.
Has he got the job done? Looks like he has on the inside.
The pace is electric out in front.
Okay folks, just getting the electronic lap scoring system all sorted out. We'll give you all the lap times. At the moment we've really got nothing, but here is the 27 car of Daniel McKinnell, who's got the nice big Severite sponsor on his wing there, looking fantastic as well. Daniel's second year in sprint cars, never raced anything before until he got into this sprint car class, and that was pretty much it. He said he loves it, absolutely loves it. Had a bit of a talk to him down in the pits about the best way, because he's a wage earner, not a business owner. It's always a bit harder when you're racing sprint cars you know, on a wage. So he does a fantastic job on what he's got. So great to see Daniel McKinnell out here, and he's just clocked out a 14.89 in his first lap, and his last lap was actually a bit slower with a 15.06. So that was Daniel McKinnell. Next out we should see the 19 car. It is of course Jamie Duff. The Duff man himself, got Hydrolink on the side of his machine, of course Con Cuts there as well somewhere I'm sure, and the 19 ex-New Zealand sprint car champion from a couple of seasons ago, and he's not really been too dominant this season like he was last season, but he is the man to watch around the Central Motor Speedway circuit. He loves it. Righto. So they get 2 laps to set the fastest lap they possibly can, which sort of grids them into their orders for the racing coming up for this, the round number 5 of the Central Motor Speedway Hydrolink War of the Wings. Big thanks goes out to the guys from Hydrolink as well. A 13.55, so already he's almost a full second and a bit quicker than the 27 car of Daniel McKinnell, so which is absolutely fantastic. Up nice and high, comes across the start finish line, and the 19 car Jamie Duff, 13.48 seconds, 13.48 seconds, so fantastic run for him. Showtime, Jason Smith makes his way out in the Hella sponsored Tyre General car, the 89 car of Jason Smith, now down to the back straight. He will go and get his 2 laps of mayhem. Let's see what he can do. They call it the showstopper. Well, it's not too hard to figure it out. He either has his foot flat or he's off. There's no in between with this man here, and he's looking pretty good up on turn 3 and 4. Let's see what he can do after his first lap here. As we said, 2 laps. This one, he did a 13.58, so he's 0.1058 of a second slower than the car of the 19 of Jamie Duff as he comes around turn number 4 for his next lap. What did he do? He did a 13.54. So Jamie Duff and Jason Smith, 13.48 Jamie Duff, 13.54 from Mr. Smith. As we see our next car come out here, this man been exceptionally good all season, and making his way out up onto turn 3 and 4, about to go across the start finish line. 42, Nigel Colvin returns back to sprint car racing after having a bit of a season off, so it's great to see him back in and having a crack. He's got the car all nicely painted up now. Up on top, turn 3 and 4, he will go across the start finish line. He'll clock out a 14.42, not too bad. Puts him in 3rd spot currently as he makes his way down the back straight, lining it up to turn 3 and 4 now. Up the top he goes. Oop, he's just scrubbed off a whole heap of speed there, and that will be a pretty much a slower lap, as it was a 14.63. So had he kept that fit, it might have been probably not a bad outcome. Looking fantastic in this, the 91 car. This man's sort of Jaden Dodge, who's opened up a few eyes for some people around the countryside with the way that he drives. And tell you what, this is a man to watch out for in the future. The 91 car, up turn 3 and 4, he will go. Trying to get it dialed in. He'll put the foot flat, 2 laps to set the best time he can, and away he will go. Up into the tight, very tight turn 1 and 2 here at Central Motor Speedway. Comes out beautifully, gets it nice and high, down the back straight, 3 and 4 is where we're at. Up at about mid-track at the moment, just drifts a wee bit higher, comes across the start finish line. He will clock out a 14.19, 14.19. little bit off the pace. Let's see if we can find a bit more out of the 91 car as he makes his way up. 3 and 4 now, about to go across the start finish line. What will he clock out? Was a wee bit quicker to me. It was indeed a 13.77, fourth on points for him. 57 makes his way out onto the track. It is, of course, the man that's been, well, leading this War of the Wings series up until the last couple of rounds, with Luke Keegan now sorting it out. It's Connor Rangi, looking very impressive. The last time I seen this car, it looked like it was unloved. But the complete automotive machine's up onto turn number 1 and 2, makes his way down the back straight. Let's see what he can do up into 3 and 4. Let's see what times he can clock out. Fast around the Nelson and the other tracks he's been associated with. Goes across the start finish line to 13.92. Puts him back in that, 5th spot at the moment. 13.92, let's see what he can clock out this time round. Connor Rangi across the start finish line. Oh, nice. 13.54. He actually just clipped Jason Smith out. 13.54.03 for Connor Rangi. 13.54.08 for Jason Smith. How close was that? 15 car. Also been very impressive, the Concut sponsored machine. And that, of course, is Jamie Duff's brother. It is Steve Duff Jr. Let's see, listen to that thing screaming as it goes past us. I said that he's got Hilty and, of course, Hydrolink on the side of his machine as well as he makes his way up to turn number 3 and 4 now. The 15 car, a little bit too high. Left front lifts up, looking pretty impressive. Gets it real high. Let's see what he's done. 13.85, puts him about 6th fastest at the moment as he makes his way up into 3 and 4. He's up real high, up in that slippery stuff. Oh, he's got a little bit too sideways coming off 4, a 13.91, so he'll stay at 6th fastest. The Menifee Trucking sponsored car, and that is young Matthew Anderson. Fantastic young man this guy is. Once again, one of those guys that comes on a budget, a wage earner, gets a lot of help from his family and his dad and stuff to put this package together. He's done a few quick times last season. Haven't really seen too much from myself personally this season, but we'll see what he can clock out as he heads down the back straight. Knows this Cromwell track very well. Comes through the ranks of Speedway as well. Just one of those sort of prodigies coming out of the mini stocks and all that sort of stuff. First up, 14.02. He's got a lot of work to do. 14.02 as he heads down the back straight up into turn 3 and 4 now. Let's see what he can do. Up nice and high, comes off that turn, heads across the start finish line, and he will clock out a 14.06 for his lap. Lakeland Glass, this is another man that's been very impressive this season, is the Sam O'Culligan, the nephew of the 88 of Jason Scott. Makes his way up to turn 3 and 4. We've seen some pretty impressive stuff from this man. He'll come across the start finish line, knows this track so well as well. Lakeland Glass sponsored machine. If he goes that speed, it's going to turn to toast. So we'll have the longest ever time trial. Okay, some stuff on the track there. Clark of the course doing a fantastic job to avoid making sure these guys don't hit it with their tyres, and it'll be all over then. Give the poor old cameraman down on turn 1 a bit of a fright, that's for sure. He's scary enough as it is. Right. Top part of the track, you'll get another lap to get it sorted out. Clark of the course comes back in. Down the back straight. The Lakeland Glass sponsor looking fantastic this season. Finished last season with a motor that disintegrated at Beachland Speedway. So obviously they've got those little bugs on now. Scott Design and Build looking after him as well. Up turn 1 and 2 he will go, comes out of there, gets it nice and flat coming off turn 2, up 3 and 4. Around the top part, about mid-track he's up at the moment, goes across the start finish line. What's he done? Oh, 13.98, it's a wee bit off the pace. It gives him 7th fastest at the moment as he makes his way top side now. Luke Keegan's the one that's got the fastest time, remember folks, 13.36. And that will be a 13, couldn't improve on that, 13.9837 after a 13.9802. Out next, 93, Todd Richards. Now, I have no idea who this man is. What about you, mate?
No, I don't know.
All right, we'll have a crack and see what he's like. My apologies to him. I might actually have some notes here. I've got a very, very good man that gave me some notes in relation. AJ Batts floating around out there somewhere. He gave us some awesome notes in relation to a lot of the drivers here. So Todd Richards, Stanmore Road Auto Parts, Clements Engineering. It's a J&J sprint car, this one. He's a sprint car rookie season, ex-modified, so he's had to play around in the modifieds. And he's just clocked out a 15.39, 15.39. Makes his way up into turn 3 and 4 now. Looking pretty good. Comes off, just nice and steady as she goes. Across the start-finish line at a 15.03, so not bad for your rookie season. Each part's a performance, all-star performance car. Other than they call him the king of Cromwell, but Jason Scott, 88, up 3 and 4. Let's see what he can do this time round. Racing he will go. They call him the captain, Jason Scott, 5-time South Island sprint car champion, War of the Wings champion of the 2013-14 season as well, and 4th at the Hydralink War of the Wings for the 16 and 17 season. At present, he's sitting at 13th spot. He did a 13.73, puts him 5th fastest so far as he makes his way top part of the track, turn 3 and 4. Comes off there, looking good. White flag comes out, give him one to go. No, it won't be, that'll be chicken flag actually. A 13.69, 5th fastest for him. The Ranch Bar and Grill, Tianao, Tony Brand Builder, sponsored car, makes his way out. 44, Daniel Anderson, and Fairview Fiberglass looking after him as well. Had a fantastic season so far, down in the, having a chat to him in the pits, and he said he's got a nice new honky-donkey engine in this thing, and that seems to be making him go quite nicely. It's a professional one. Look at the front wheels lifting up as he makes his way down the back straight. It's a pro motor, not one of the cheaper ones. So Mr. Huddleston from Christchurch put it together for him. 44, Daniel Anderson. Where does he get? 13.58, 5th fastest at the moment. Makes his way down the back straight. Current South Island champion, won round 1 of the Hydralink War of the Wings at Ruapuna, and 3rd at Nelson. And he's had 2 Hydralink War of the Wings career wins, 2nd. Look at that. 3rd fastest time, 13.52. Not bad for Daniel Anderson. So that puts out our next man, the 91 car, which of course is Andy Erskine. So Andy's a bit of a part-time racer over the last couple of seasons, so obviously he's come back to be a part of it for this season. 91, making a way up to turn 1 and 2. He'll start, his time started now. He doesn't seem to be getting the foot up it, so he might be just taking it a little bit easier. Erskine Construction, Arrowtown ITM looking after him, 15.04, slowest man so far, 15th fastest. Makes his way top part of the track, 3 and 4. Comes across the start finish line. A 14.27, 12th fastest. So 87 Luke Keegan is the one that's doing the business at the moment. 13.36, Jamie Duff with a 13.48. Daniel Anderson with a 13.52. Out next, and he made it to turn number 1, was the 7 car of Jason Manson. So he's come to a bit of grief there. Hopefully get him a restart. 7 car of Jason Manson. He's got a good name, I'll give him that.
You'd say that, wouldn't you?
Hey. Jason Manson, Pringle Homes, Dyers Road ITM. He's got a Maximum chassis with a Gertie engine that's not firing up very well. It's his first year in sprint cars. He's done ex-Canterbury six-shooter champion as well. Righto, 73, A1 Automotive sponsored machine of 73, making his way onto the track. That is, of course, Sean Ashton, winner of the 2016-17 Salute to Goody Classic. 3rd at the last round at Woodford Glen. 7th overall at the Hydralinks War of the Wings on points. And he actually got 8th at the War of the Wings last season. He sits 8th, he got 7th last one. So there we go. Up to turn 1 and 2 we go. Makes his way down the back straight now. Sean Ashton, 3 and 4. Let's see what he can clock out in his first one round. Goes across the start finish line. That's put him up to 13th spot at the moment with a 14.34. 14.34 at this stage. Around turn 3 and 4 we will go. Goes across the start finish line. Oh, he got a wee bit more of a climb. He now moves to 9th fastest with a 13.91. 13.91. Can tell this car anywhere, it sticks out like dog's nuts, that thing. 32 car of Martin Harcourt, the value car is looking after him. Ex-Super Saloon. Actually, I remember watching him at the Woodford Glen many, many times in his Super. But he's come over to sprint cars now, loves the open wheels. Does our Martin Harcourt. And starting to really get into it. He's done a few seasons now. Third 2016-17 Salute to Goody Classics, which is not a bad effort. He'll come across the start-finish line now, clock out his first one. 15th fastest at a 14.66, bit of work to do. Wee bit slow coming out of turn 2. Seems the car seems to be bogging down. Actually coming out of 2. He's got the revs up, turn 3 and 4. Let's see what he can do. Can he better than 15th? No, he can't. 14.53, 14.53, 15th fastest. 54, Brent Gordian's been around since 1822. And he's back out again in a sprint car. And he is a bit of a character. He's had some battle with illnesses. He's had some battle with other bits and pieces, but he's still out there doing it, still out there loving it. Nothing to be concerned about with the smoke poking out of the side of that car. It's pretty standard sort of an issue. He's obviously might have put a little bit too much in there. It's not going to ignite and blow up and throw bits and pieces all over the place. Its lollies are going to stay in the lolly jar. Was it chocolates, I think you say, don't you? Righto, first up, 12th fastest, 14.07. 14.07, hits down the back straight, front wheels lift up on that. Hopefully my cameraman got a good shot of that. Oh, up a bit high. This will be a little bit slower, I'd imagine. He's just got a little bit too high up in turn 3, a 14.26, so he didn't bring it down just slightly. 54, Brent Gordian, 12th fastest out. Next, the Budweiser. Can't even buy Budweiser anymore. You should drink that. You know why?
Why's that?
Well, it might make you wiser as well. But anyway, let's get into this one here. And it is the 75 of Chris Gerard. Needs no introduction, this man here. Valvoline, of course, looking after him up on turn number 1 and 2. Makes his way down the back straight up into turn 3 and 4. We will go. Let's see what he can do in his first lap. Comes across the start finish line. Let's see what he's done. Oh, he's got a bit of work to do. 14th fastest with a 14.17. 14.17 for the start. So he's got to find a bit more. Oh, he's scrubbed off a bit of speed going into turn 3 there. Let's see what he can do. Across the start finish line. He makes his way up to 8th spot. Chris Gerard with a 13.82. 44, Alan Chapman makes his way out onto that track now. And Alan Chapman, Scott Chapman Contracting. It's a Maxim chassis. He's an ex-jet boat racer. So if it starts to rain, he should be good. Makes his way up into turn 3 and 4. About to go across the start finish line. Racing, he will go. Up nice and low. You thought I was going to say high. Down the back straight he will go. 44. Let's see what he can do in his first one. Oh, he's a bit wide. He'll bring it back down though. Goes across the start finish line. What did he get? He got us a 14.91, so he's got a wee bit of work to do. Down the back straight he will go. Oh, you might have goosed that one. Righto, so the one car, or the 87 car of Luke Keegan, fastest with a 13.36. No, 13.22 according to that. It's lying to me. Second, the 19 car of Jamie Duff, 13.48. Third, 44, Daniel Anderson, 13.52. Fourth, 57, Connor Rangi with a 13.54. Fifth was the 89 of Jason Smith with a 13.54 as well. Sixth was the 88 car of Jason Scott with a 13.69. Seventh was the 91 car of Jaden Dodge with a 13.77. Eighth was the 75 of Chris Gerard with a 13.82. Ninth was the 15 of Steve Duff Jr. with a 13.91. Also on 13.91 in 10th spot, 73 Sean Ashton. 11th was the 49 car of Sam O'Culligan with a 13.98. 12th was the 16 of Matt Anderson with a 14.06. 13th was the 54 of Brent Gordian with a 14.26. 14th was the 4 of Kyle Shearing with a 14.08. 15th was the 91 of Andy Erskine with a 14.27. 16th was the 42 of Nigel Colvin with a 14.63. 17th was the 32 of Martin Harcourt with a 14.53. 18th was the 27 of Daniel McKinnell, 15.06. 19th was the 44 of Alan Chapman, who pretty much had to push started across the line at a 14.91. And 20th was the 93 car who had a shocker there, Todd Richards, and he did a 15.03. So that is the time trials. We'll come back to you very shortly and tell you where everybody's going to sit in the relation to their groups. They'll be split up into groups now. Big thanks goes out to the sponsors of tonight, which is, of course, is Hydrolink for the Hydrolink War of the Wings. Also, big thanks goes out to the Heavy Tracks Hires. Of course, we are here at the Heavy Tracks Hire Central Motor Speedway. Fantastic stuff. 2 nights of racing. Of course, we start tonight, being the 30th, and we come back here on the 1st, and we do it all over again. So, a bit of work to get through on this one here.
After the devastating Christchurch earthquakes, there has always been one name you can rely on when it comes to scaffolding in Canterbury. Elliott Scaffolding have a purpose-built fleet of vehicles and a fully trained crew that can get the job done. From that small project to the bigger ones, and some of the unique ones. Phone now and speak to Trevor and the team at Elliott Scaffolding Christchurch.
Welcome to City South Van Spares and Tyres, Canterbury's leading source of top quality new and used van parts. Situated at 166 Macy's Road, Christchurch, City South Van Spares has a vast range of late model quality parts for a wide range of vans, new and used. Also specialising in mechanical repairs, there is a qualified mechanic on site and fully equipped workshop. We even do warranty fitnesses as well. It's one stop and it's your shop. City South Van Spares and Repairs, both sides of Macy's Road, Bromley, Christchurch.
So what do? We supply hose and fitting and skill to get equipment up and running.
We're a one-stop shop, lubrication, fire suppression and hydraulics. The service that we provide, there's no other company that can do it and do it as well as we do.
We've got 8 branches in New Zealand, 70 distributors, 130 service technicians and vans. We're also in Australia, but within New Zealand we've been here a long time and we are the market leader.
Clerk of the course, getting them to go up high, just flatten the track out. Big open wheel grades here tonight, 6 shooters, good numbers. Sprint cars, of course, you've just seen them for the Hydrolink War of the Wings. Luke Keegan currently sitting in 1st place. The man to beat. Two or 3-time New Zealand modified champ. Going to be an absolute star for sure. 36T, that's Sean Cooper. Then we go to the 57I, that's Shannara Stronach. "12T of John Pagan. So you're in for an entertaining night for tonight with these guys. 99I, Georgia Gordon, 27I, that's Emma Gordon as well. So a great field of these guys. Clerk of the course says 1 to go. Be straight into it. Good field of 6 shooters. When we swing out of 4, we'll be racing a beautiful night here at the Heavy Tracks Hire Central Motor Speedway. Strap yourself in, folks. We're in for a big one. And we're away green. The 43T of Josh Buchanan, clear pair of heels already. Raymond Phillips up in a second. Then we go back to the 89C, and that's Travis Smith holding 3rd. And there's a big grub, Peter Keith. We got contact out the back. Shanash Stronach, Jack Brown, they're all involved in that. But out in the front, 43T, Josh Buchanan. Good clear pair of heels. He's in the 16.93s already, so he's well into his work. There's Josh Buchanan, and then in second is the 17I, of Raymond Phillips. Then we go back to the 89C of Travis Smith. And then the 88C of Peter Keith, the two Ruapuna visitors, getting the job done. And then sitting in fifth is the 9I of James Martin. And out front, 43T, Josh Buchanan. He's got a nice lead over the 79 of Raymond Phillips. Then we go back to Travis Smith in third, 89C, just gets it slightly wrong out of two. But Josh Buchanan, he's about to get into the lap traffic already. He's got it absolutely hooked up tonight. Father drove sprint cars. Looks like he's got the same pedigree. He's absolutely hauling 16.8.1. Then we go back to 17I, Raymond Phillips from Riverside. But Josh Buchanan, he's got a good quarter of a lap lead over the 79 of Raymond Phillips. Then we go back to the 89C of Travis Smith. Then the 88C of Peter Keith. Then we go to 9T, Jack Martin from Cromwell. Then the youngster out of mini stocks, 33T, Brad Evans, here, top six. Lap 8 is dead. But Josh Buchanan's got this pretty much wrapped up. Then we go back to 79 and the Ryco, Raymond Phillips. Then the 89C of Travis Smith on third. But Josh Buchanan, what a fantastic way to start the meeting. Race 1 winner, Josh Buchanan. Second was Raymond Phillips from Riverside. Then out of Ruapuna in the 89C was Travis Smith. Then the other Ruapuna visitor, 88C I should say, and that's Peter Keith. What a way to start the night. Josh Buchanan right off the front, made it count. A good win to Josh Buchanan to start tonight's proceedings. Yeah, it looks like we're just going to get these guys in, and we're just going to, the 7C of Jason Manson, he's going to give a, we go to see if he can iron out the problems that he's got. But a great first up win to Josh Buchanan, second Raymond Phillips, the 17I, and then the 89C.
The St. Nicholas is a familiar sight around Bluff as she steams out to capture Can-Do Fishing's famous Bluff Kinner. Once caught, the Kinner is brought back to the purpose-built factory in Bluff where it is processed, packed and shipped fresh to you. But that's not all that Can-Do Fishing can do for you. Try some of their green-boned fish or delicious power products and you will soon see why seafood from the Bluff is world famous. So head to your local fish market or supermarket and ask for Can-Do Fishing Kinner, fish or power. Can-Do Fishing, there's nothing we can't do for you.
Welcome to City South Van Spears and Tyres, Canterbury's leading source of top quality new and used van parts. Situated at 166 Macy's Road, Christchurch, City South Van Spears has a vast range of late model quality parts for a wide range of vans, new and used. Also specialising in mechanical repairs, there is a qualified mechanic on site and fully equipped workshop. We even do warranty fitnesses as well. It's one stop and it's your shop. City South Van Spears and Repairs, both sides of Macy's Road, Bromley, Christchurch.
Sebright Blasting Panel and Paint are Southland's commercial go-to place when it comes to the big jobs. From restoration projects that require an expert touch, our team of professionals will sort those bumps and bruises out. Industrial coating, chassis alignment, through to engineering and marine coatings. Offering the latest technology in spray booth, the team will colour it and seal it to perfection. Let us blast any of your products ready to bring it back to life. We do it all. Sebright Blasting Panel and Paint, 90 Preston Street in Invercargill. Proud.
Cameron ready. In the 28T, he doesn't need much introduction around here. That's Adam Evans. 18C, Cam Sidaway, came to Beecham's on Wednesday. Certainly had a good wee trip down there, that's for sure. Cleaned them up. Right, now the back 18D, that's Cody Finch. And the 19T is Keely Erskine. Right, clerk of the course, just wants to make sure everything's all good. And then 11T, Ella Colvin. Righto, we talk to the 11T. Let's get this sorted out and then we'll be away and away. 8 laps for youth mini stocks. Here we go. We're underway with youth mini stocks, race 2 of the night. 861D, Jasmine Bolton, she's going to lead them round. But Jack Cleveland, where he normally is, out the front. But he's going to get pushed quite hard by the 98T of Kahu Angu. In the 19T, she's coming well up. Of Keely Erskine. They're at the front. Jack Cleveland. He's having a look up on the high side. It's the 33T of Josh Evans. Good drive from Josh up into 4th. From the Woodford Glen visitor of Brodie Pinnell. Jasmine slowly slipping back. She must have an issue. Cam Sidaway slowly working his way through the pack as well. Marcus Scott, 13T, he's in there. But out the front, Jack Cleveland. Then we go back to the 19T of Keely Erskine. Then the 1998T of Kahu Angu. And out the front, showing a real clean pair of heels, is the 5T of Jack Cleveland. Lily Anderton, 15D. She normally goes a lot better than that as well. But showing a clean pair of heels is Jack Cleveland. 33T working his way up into 3rd is Josh Evans. So Kahu's just dropped back a bit in the 98T. But in second, it's the 19T of Keely Erskine. Then 33T. He's really come through the back of the pack. Josh Evans. Then up into 4th is the 59C of Brodie Pinnell. Ben Smart. He's starting to get on the back of that group as well. But out the front, Jack Cleveland. He's done 6 of 8 already. Really got it together. And Tania Evans just hits the wall in the 43T. Just gives it a wee tap. It's got a wee bit loose out of 2. We got a red flag. Right. We're just going to have a look at Antonia. Oh, she's fired it up again. And at the front, Jack Cleveland. Got this thing hooked up beautifully. It's going to push Antonia off in the 43T. Just clip the wall coming out of 2. Must have a bit of damage. Good to see 13T Marcus Scott back driving. We have a bit of a layoff. Jack Cleveland's got 1 to go. He's just going to push Antonio off just a wee bit more. Righto folks, we're back underway. Jack Cleveland, he's got 1 to go. Now I've just been informed 19T is maybe Lucas. At 33T, Josh Evans sneaks up into second, but it's close for third, fourth and fifth. Oh, the 11T of Alec Calvin just gets a wee bit of a touch, but your race 1 winner for youth mini stocks is the 5T of Jack Cleveland from the 33T of Josh Evans, and then Lucas Erskine in the 19T. Then we went back to Kahu Angu, and then 5th was Ben Smart in the 58T, the top 5. Roger Stiffy. That's Lucas. Thank you.
Okay, folks, here we are at Central Motor Speedway. Of course, it is for the round number 5 of the War of the Wings, and a great field of 20 sprint cars are going to be here doing it tonight here. As you can see, it's a wee bit windy here at Central Motor Speedway. It's still reasonably warm though. It's sitting about 22 degrees, and I've got some cameramen that are sitting up on stands are freaking out a wee bit, but I think we should be okay. Alrighty, folks, so stay tuned to the Pits TV. Coming up next, we've got the saloons. A big field of those guys are fronting up as well. Good field of supers as well. It's going to be an awesome night here. Stay tuned to the Pits TV.
Saloons. Good field of these guys tonight. Don't forget, next weekend. Is there a chance? No. Jason Manson's going to come out for another spin just to see if he can get this motor going properly.
So they're lining up now, the 72 car. Peter Scouten lines up at the head of the field. Terry Soper, these two, great battle at the South Island Championships a couple of weeks ago here. 349, Pierre Liza on his outside 8, James Robinson, more from street stock fame. How do we crack in a 6-shooter? Found his footing in the saloons. 27, Craig Davies out there in that third row. On his outside, the 28 of Barry Taylor. 83, Russell Erskine's got Dean Shearing, who's been fairly quick so far this season as well. 55, Steve Robinson, never ever count this man out. And we go back on his outside, 69 is Ewan Shearing, of course the X2NZ car, and this man has certainly developed pretty well in this. Went up to Blenheim last year for the North versus South, and he came back a changed man. He was certainly peddling that car around fairly quickly here at Central Motor Speedway and every track that he actually attended. And back behind them, 53, Jeff Richardson. I think you just about find that man to show up at any speedway track around the South Island. He just travels all over the place. And Matt Green there as well. They start to build up speed up on turn number 3 and 4. Let's do it. Let's go racing. And it looks like though Terry Soper's got the Verdona chassis up nice and high. 2 Verdonas off the front now. 72, Peter Scouten's got it though as he hits down the back straight, lighting it up to turn 3 and 4. Back behind them, the 8 car of Terry Soper. He's about 2 off the pace now, trying to get that car around as he goes across the start-finish line and completes a lap, number 1 of course, how many of there is? 10 10 laps is the distance for this one. 8 Terry Soper sitting down on that second spot, about 3 back behind him. The 8 car of James Robinson would be followed by their 28 Barry Taylor would be behind him, having a wee sniff down the inside of Robinson now as they make their way up into turn number 1 and 2. Back in behind them, Pierre Liza's closed up the gap, but here comes Stevie Robinson, who started off near the back. He ducks down the inside of Pierre Liza now to put himself up to about 5th spot now. Across the start-finish line. Just knocked out a 16.93. He is the fastest man on the track. It is the 72 car, the Owaka Motors sponsored machine of Peter Scouten, up nice and high at turn 3 and 4. And behind him we'll see the 8 car of Terry Soper's doing a pretty good job back in that next spot now. These two have opened up a rather large gap back to the next place car of 28 Barry Taylor as they make their way up into 1 and 2 now. 55 Stevie Robinson, Woodson behind him. He's having a wee sniff down the inside coming into turn 3. Can he make it stick? Looks like Barry Taylor's going to go up nice and high, down to the inside. 55, Steve Robinson. He's doing a pretty good job back in that next spot. He's really trying to find a way around Barry Taylor as he goes up between turn 1 and 2 now. 8, James Robinson gets the push on. That allows 68, Dean Shearing a bit of an opportunity to duck down the inside and put himself up into about that, 5th spot now. We've got 6 laps down of the 10 that we're doing, and still leading it. 72 Peter Scouten's about to be challenged now by the 8 car of Terry Soper. Soper down the inside, the 3 wide coming out of turn 3 and 4. Matt Green's not a part of the equation. These two are having a great battle. The 2 Mike Verdona chassis are really having a good time here. Scouten up in the middle line. 8 Terry Soper takes the low line, gets past now, and he goes into the lead. He's up into turn 3 and 4. He's got a wee bit of a push on there. 72 Peter Scouten's caught up behind now. We've got 8 down and 2 to go. And this one here, Central Motor Speedway, it is of course 8 of Terry Soper. He'll come out just about clips the wall. He's got this car dialed in beautifully here. 72 Peter Scouten still holds off that second spot. And then about 35 back, we go to the 55 car of Steve Robinson now, who's got into that 3rd spot. We should just have about seen a white flag come out. We have indeed, as they go down the back straight. Just the 2 turns left to go for the 8 car. Terry Soper, he makes his way out of turn number 4, across the start-finish line. He will go. He'll take the win from the 72 car of Peter Scouten. Back in that 3rd spot, waiting for 55, Steve Robinson now. He crosses in 3rd. Dean Shearing for a good 4th. In 5th, the 28 of Barry Taylor. And behind them, the James Robinson car back in 6th. 7th, Pierre Liza. 8th, we'll see Ewan Shearing in the 69 car. 9th was the 83 of Russell Erskine, and back at 10th spot it is the 27 car of Craig Davies. What a drive from the 8 car, contracted to Beachland Speedway in Dunedin. It is Terry Soper, fastest lap for him, 16.79, 16.79. In 2nd spot, the 72 car, Peter Scouten. He clocked out a 16.93. Big difference was a 16.79 for Terry Soper in his last lap. Peter Scouten only managed a 17.28, nearly a second behind. 55 Steve Robinson with a 17.17. In 4th spot, 68 Dean Shearing with a 17.35. And rounding out the top 5, it was the 28 car Barry Taylor, and he knocked out a 17.57. But I tell you what, those 2 boys up the front, they definitely got the cars down. They're the only ones to hit the 16 bracket.
Who's going to go into turn 1 first? We're racing. Ray Stewart stretches the legs. What's Ricky Bolton got for him? Ricky and Ray Stewart, 1st and 2nd. Look at McManaway and Daryl Ainsley. Paul Wright's going to be a sandwich shortly. McManaway up into 3rd in the 492i Hypermac. But out the front, it's racing Ray Stewart, 34T. Then we go back to 861D, Ricky Bolton. Cameron McManaway just going up a bit high. He's certainly got all his horsepower down on the ground tonight. Up into 4th is the 5T of Daryl Ainsley, and then we go back to 12T of Paul Wright, then 95I Owen Dixon, and then back at the rear is Paul Simon. Ray Stewart with a 16.67. Certainly stretching the legs out now. Ricky Bolton holding a nice tidy 2nd. It all hooked up, 492i. Campbell McManaway starting to make inroads into Ricky Bolton's 2nd place, but out front it's all Ray Stewart in the 34T. Darryl Ainsley just starting to get the new hyperback hooked up beautifully. Your front four, then we go 5th, 95I Owen Dixon, in the 12T of Paul Wright, and 7D of Paul Simon, but out front, the lap 4 of 10 is Ray Stewart, scorching around here in a 16.37. Ricky Bolton can't do anything, sitting in a nice tidy second. Then in third is the 492I of Campbell McManaway, and then the 5T of Darryl Ainsley. Ray Stewart not going to the Nationals, but in this form he'd be a hot contender. 861D. Ricky Bolton sitting there in second. Campbell McManaway just sitting back there in third. Can't make any inroads into it. Then in fourth, the 5T of Darryl Ainsley and the 5-stag sponsored Hypermac. Then the Owen Dixon lifting the front left up out of 1 and 2. But out the front, the lap 7 of 10 is Ray Stewart, 34T in first. Then we go back to 861D, Ricky Bolton in second, then the 492I of Campbell McManaway in third. Goes down low. 5T Darryl Ainsley in the 5-stags Hypermac. Beautifully, one of the best presented supers going. We're on the white flag for Ray Stewart. He's going to win this absolutely convincingly, that's for sure. Got it, hooked up beautifully. Ray Stewart, race 1 winner for Super Saloons. Then second place, 861D, Ricky Bolton. Third is the 492 of Campbell McManaway. And then 5T, Darryl Ainsley for fourth. Then Owen Dixon for fifth. And then Paul Wright in the 12T for sixth. And 7D, Paul Simon in seventh. Fastest lap time, Ray Stewart, 16.37. Certainly got it hooked up. Up next, Production Saloons. Interesting to see these guys, how these guys go up in Tauranga for the Nationals.
Okay, folks, of course, that was the Super Saloons here from Central Motor Speedway, and this man here, 34T, Ray Stewart, the Seeker parts sponsor machine. Ray, looks like it's nicely dialed in. Good field of Super Saloons here to give you a bit of a battle too.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 really fast guys there, and starting off the front, though, it's always a bit of a nemesis there that if you're off the front, you've got to finish first. And I couldn't tell where those other guys behind me were, and you always think you're right up your date. I just kept pedaling hard as I could, and 10 laps, I'm shagged. So.
Absolutely. So tell me the story with why are you going to the New Zealand Super Saloon Champs?
No.
Why not?
No.
All right, good sponsor look after you, Ray, who does look after you?
Yeah, company Heavy Tracks Hire, Seeker Parts and Panels, and Vertex Lubricants.
Okay, folks, we're just going to break away as we're going to head over to the Production Saloons.
Fedu Taiwa gets up into first. Then we go back to 66T of Sunny Mukumuku. The 11T, Jeff Friend, he's going to put a lot of pressure on coming out of 2. Sabrina Bain, she's sneaked up into 4th. She's going to put a bit of acid on Jeff Friend as well. But in the meantime, while they all battle out the back, Fedu Taiwa in the 99T stretches the legs. In the swing door, Cromwell Collision, 99T Impreza. Then we go back to the 66T of Sunny Mukimuku in second. Jeff Friend going to put a lot of heat on the back end of that 66T. And then in 4th is 12T is Sabrina Bain. Then the 74T of Calvin Lott. But out the front it's all Fetu Taiwa. He's done 4 of 10. Then in second is Sunny Mukumuku. And then the 11T of Jeff Friend. Then the 12T of Sabrina Bain. Jeff Friend has a look at second. Can he get the job done? Yes, he certainly can. He moves up into second as the 11T. From Sunny Muku in 66T in third, and then Sabrina Bain in fourth. In the 12T, Subaru. Then we go back to 74T of Calvin Lott. And at the front, it's the 99T of Fetu Taiwa. Then the 11T of Jeff Free and Sabrina Bain having a look for third. It gets the job done in the 12T. We go back to the 74T of Calvin Lott. Then the 91C of Alan Bailey. And then Shane Carson tucks in behind him, and out the back it's the 95I of Daniel Rolton. And at the front, Fetu Taiwa got this absolutely under control. Then the 11T of Jeff Friend and Sabrina Bain starting to make some inroads on him as well. And then in fourth it's Sunny Muku, and then the 74T of Calvin Lott. We've got one to go. Fetu Taiwa, he's got a good quarter of a lap on the rest of them. White flag for Fetu. Sabrina Bain, she's going to put Jeff Friend to the sword. Be an interesting drag race into 1 and 2. Sabrina Bain comes out on top. She moves up into second. Then the 11T of Jeff Friend in third. Then 66T of... But out the front, Fetu Taiwa takes the checkered flag from the 12T of Sabrina Bain. Then Jeff Friend in third in the 11T. Then Sunny Muku in 66T. Then in fourth, Calvin Lott. And then our Woodford Glen visitor, Alan Bailey. So a good race for Production Saloons. Josh Buchanan, then the 17i from Riverside, Raymond Phillips. Yeah, we're going to let them go. We sure are. And it's the 8T of Finn Cleveland who gets a good start. 57i, Jack Brown moves up into second quickly. 11T, Brody Cunningham goes up high. Then fourth. But Finn Cleveland, 8T, is going to come under a strong attack from the 57i of Jack Brown. Brody Cunningham moves up into third in the 11T. Oh, having a look down the inside for first is Jack Brown. Finn Cleveland can't do anything, just watches him sail by. And then we go back to 11T of Brody Cunningham. Then the 21i of Shannara Stronach. Then the 22T of Jeremy Blackler. He's having a good run. 12T, John Pagan moves up into fifth. Then the 17i of Raymond Phillips. He's right up there, he's come through the back. Then our Ruapuna visitor, 88C of... But out the front, it's all 57i, Jack Brown. Then the 8T of Finn Cleveland. Brody Cunningham moving in. Third, just closing the gap, Shannara Stronach holding it good, and then we've got a great battle for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. It's all go. Oh, race 1 winner, Josh Buchanan going up on the high line. He wants a slice of the pie, but out the front, 57i, Jack Brown, he's having a good run. Brody Cunningham slowly eating into second place, Finn Cleveland. Then Shannara Stronach, she's got a clear 4th place. Then we've got a group of them. 22T, we've got a yellow, we've got one round. First, Jack Brown in the 57i, then the 8T of Finn Cleveland, then the 11T of Brodie Cunningham, then Shannara Stronach in fourth in the 21i, then
Okay, folks, back here at Central Motor Speedway, we had the Super Saloons having a bit of a kick around, and Campbell McManaway, I seen you had a bit of a brush with the wall there in that last heat. What happened?
Just testing it out. I thought there might be a bit of drive out there, maybe a cush or something, but I was wrong.
Absolutely, and of course the Hypermac Mustang's looking pretty damn good so far this season. Of course, you'll be getting everything geared up, ready to go to the New Zealand Championships coming up shortly.
Yep, this is 2 days racing here, just a warm-up. Then we go to Bay Park in a couple of days, and after here, and we've got South Pacific Super Saloon Chaps at Bay Park, and then New Zealand. So that's what we're all looking forward to.
Now tell me, somebody said you did something dodgy, like got married.
Yep, yeah, and I done it in the Speedway season too. We had to do it in the not in the winter, so it gets quite cold down in Bluff sometimes. So yeah, we had to do it in the summer. So we squeezed it in on the 9th of December, and then went away for a honeymoon. So this is first weekend back. I said it's probably not a good idea because I'll probably forget how to drive, but it was all right. We got a third that one.
I see you bought your lovely wife a 303 gun for Christmas as well, mate. Are you hoping that she'll give you a New Zealand title for your Christmas present?
Yeah, I'd hope so. She makes it nice, makes the car nice and clean anyway. Slipstream, you know.
Oh, Grant Flynn's actually watching tonight, and he reckons he's going to win the New Zealand Super Saloon Champs. So how's that going to go?
Good luck to him. Good luck. You know, he's only got to beat, 50-something cars. So, yeah, there's a few out there that have got a chance, and hopefully it goes all right for me.
Alrighty, of course, for those people that don't know, Campbell McManaway is my business partner here on the Pits TV, and without him we wouldn't exist. And hey mate, we really appreciate everything you do for the sport and you do for us, and I'm sure your wife appreciates what you do for her as well.
Yeah, dead right. No, it's good to have Speedway on TV, and the Pits Media, you're doing a great job.
Well, thanks, boss.
Yeah.
Well, co-boss. Alrighty, then, so that's Campbell McManaway, folks. Good sponsors to look after you too.
We got Best Kinners in New Zealand, which is Can Do Fishing. And the Pits Media, of course.
Okay, Campbell, best of luck for the rest of the racing. Hopefully we'll come back in a week. You've got a checkered flag after it, eh?
Yeah, good one. Thanks.
Right away, cheers.
Bye.
right, clerk of the course just running over. ADAC. And that's Peter Keith. He's got a flat back right. So just sending him into the infield. Jack Brown's about to come under attack from Finn Cleveland and Brodie Cunningham. Obviously got one more to go. Most of them are in the 18-second mark. Brodie Cunningham has set the fastest with a 17.53. Here we go, folks. $18 of these guys. Who's going to be race 2 winner for the night? One more to go. Righto, lights are down. No, still going to have one more by the look of it. Obviously not happy with something out there. Someone's obviously in the wrong place or something. Here we go, Finn Cleveland got a good jump. But Jack Brown, he's got good pace. Brody Cunningham's going to have a look at second place. Finn Cleveland, Shannara Stronach looking good too. 28T, Braden Cooper looking fast as well. So does 43T, Josh Buchanan. Down the front, it's the 57I of Jack Brown. He's got 4 to go. But it's all on for 4th, 5th and 6th. Shannara Stronach's got 1 each side. She's got the 28T of Braden Cooper and the 43T of Josh Buchanan. They're breathing right down her neck. Out the front, Jack Brown's got reasonable lead now. Brody Cunningham looking at second. Josh Buchanan moves up into 4th. Shannara Stronach back in 5th. Then Braden Cooper and the 28T in 6th. But Jack Brown all the way from Riverside. He's having a good run here tonight at Cromwell. Finn Cleveland in the 8T just holding on. Brody Cunningham has a look underneath. He's putting the pressure on. White flag, 1 to go. 57I, Jack Brown. Brody Cunningham is putting the glow torch to 8T, Finn Cleveland. 43T, race 1 winner. Josh Buchanan sits in 4th. Then Shannara Stronach holding on to 5th. Race 2 winner for 6 shooters. 57I, Jack Brown from 8T, Finn Cleveland. And then the 11T of Brody Cunningham in 3rd. Then in 4th, Josh Buchanan. And in 5th place, Shannara Stronach. Then the 28T of Braden Cooper. Then 36T, Sean Cooper. And then 17I, Raymond Phillips. Then we went back to Jeremy Blackler in 6th in the 22T. Then the 12T of John Pagan. And 10th place was 89C of Travis Smith. So good run for these guys. Big field. T James Martin didn't have a good run in that one. I'm sure we'll have that all sorted out for the next one. Round 5, Hydrolink, War of the Wings. Fantastic series here tonight. Then don't forget, folks, most of these guys, like Jason said, will be hanging around for Monday for the King of Cromwell. Should be a fantastic night's racing. What better way to start the new year? Right, out. Obviously, Kyle Shearing's got a few issues in the 4T, so we're just going to start them up so they can get the motor running. Like Jay said, 600 kilos, anywhere between 800 and 950 horsepower. Jason Smith once said to me, it's like driving a go-kart on steroids. He'd know because he drives it foot to the floor. Yeah, next out will be youth mini stocks.
Hi, I'm Malcolm Nartai from Suck It Up Limited. If you're in the Canterbury area and need any hydro excavation, water blasting, vacuum loading, any septic tank cleaning or CCTV of your pipelines, please give me a call or contact us on our Facebook page.
Suck It Up Limited, 740 Marston Road, Christchurch. Call them 24 hours a day on 027 588 8809.
Hi, Scott here from X Factor Cars, Southland's V8 specialists, stockists of the South Island's biggest selection of Holden HSV, also with a wide range of everything Ford, FPV and classic American muscle. With an in-house finance specialist, we can tailor build a package to suit each and every budget, from no deposit, structured payments and up to 60-month terms. If we don't have it in stock, our team will search high and low to find what you want. Check out our testimonials, xfactorcars.co.nz.
Cody Finch, 861D, and that's Jasmine Bolton. 98C, and that's Kahu Angu. Then 11D is Ashley Finch. 5T, and that's Jack Cleveland. 15D, and that is Lily Anderton. 13T is Marcus Scott. And 59C is Brody Pinnell. Righto folks, Clark of the course just wants to make sure that they're all lined up properly. And just joining the back is 11T Ella Colvin. And the one I haven't seen is the 89C of Amaya Bishop. Righto, here we go. Let's rip into it, folks. Cameron ready. He wants to have a look on the inside of Antonia Edmonds. We go about 5 wide. Cody Finch. And now 18D moves up into third, but 33T, Josh Evans, he wants a piece of the pie too. But Cameron Reddy in the 22T. Coming under a big attack from an 18D of Cody Finch. Then we go to 59C, Brody Pinnell. Cody overcooked it. Drops back to about 6th, 7th, maybe 10th. But out the front, Cameron Reddy, but 33T, Josh Evans, he's going to have a look at the high line. Who picked it right? Lily Anderton, 15D. Nice driving from Lily. Nice ride. 33 Josh. Oh, she got turn 2 all wrong. Slams into the wall. Red flag. Now Lily did all the hard work and then just turn 2 seems to catch a lot of them out. Just have to make sure that Lily's okay. I'm just going to push Lily off by the look of it. But she's very, very interesting for your first top 6 places. Right, we'll get in green shortly. And they've done... Righto, who's got the drive? Marcus Scott just goes round. Cam sit away like he wasn't there. So 33T of Josh Evans. Marcus Scott's. Next thing I know, we've got another red flag. Yeah, what are we going to check out here? Yeah, looks like we're just going to have a wee look at Ella Colvin and the 11T. So out the front, it's the 33T of Josh Evans. And then we go back to 43T, Antonia Edmonds. In the 13T of Marcus Scott. And in fourth is Cam Sidaway all the way from Woodford Glen. Revs building, let's go racing. Marcus Scott does it again, moves up into second. Cam Sidaway follows through, and Tony Edmonds dropped 2 spots just like that. 33T, Josh Evans is going to come under some heavy attack shortly. There's Marcus Scott and Cam Sidaway absolutely flying. Antonia Edmonds follows them through as well. Then we go back to 5th place, Ben Smart. Then the 22T of Cameron Reddy. Then in 6th it's Cody Finch. Then 19T of Lucas Erskine. But out the front, Josh Evans is coming under attack. Cam Sidaway's moved up into second, took it back off the 13T of Marcus Scott. Then we go back to 43T, Antonia Edmonds. Josh Evans hanging on, but he's got a few laps to do to hang on as well, and he's going to come under real pressure from Cam Sidaway. Marcus Scott going to have a look up on the high line. Josh Evans in first, 33T, but Cam Sidaway's just tucked in under the pole line. Marcus Scott, it's just a great duel for second and third between Cam Sidaway, 18C, and the 13T of Marcus Scott. In fourth place is Antonia Edmonds in the 43T, and then we go back to Ben Smart, 58T. But out the front, it's Josh Evans. We've got 2 to go. Josh Evans just hanging on from the 18C of Cam Sidaway from the Glen. Then we go back to 13T, Marcus Scott. Has Marcus got anything? Then we go back to 43T of Antonia Edmonds. Ben Smart, he's going to have a look underneath her as well. White flag for Josh Evans. Cam Sidaway's just about in the boot of the 33T. Marcus Scott just sitting back, watching. Little mistake from Cam Sidaway allows Marcus up into second. And out the front, it's Josh Evans. Then the 13T of Marcus Scott. Then 18C of Cam Sidaway. Checkered flag, Josh Evans. Then we go back to 13T, Marcus Scott. Then the Woodford Glen visitor, Cam Sidaway. Then 43T, Antonia Edmonds. Then the 58T of Ben Smart in 5th. Then Cody Finch in 6th in the 18D. Then Lucas Erskine in 7th in the 19T. And then 5T, Jack Cleveland. And then our Woodford Glen visitor, Brody Pinnell in the 59C. And then rounding out the top 10 is Adam Evans in the 28T. So good run for these guys and girls. 12 to 16 years old. Good grade to start off in. Next up on the dummy grid is Saloons. Race 1 winner, Terry Soper. In pretty good form around this neck of the woods. Terry had a bit of a major at Beachlands on Wednesday night, and they've basically rebuilt the back end. And by the look of it, it's on red hot form. Also here from the Glen tonight, Dutchie. Certainly a great campaigner as well.
But on track at the moment, of course, we do have the Saloons making their way up to turn 3 and 4. 83, Russell Erskine, can he do it from here? Let's drop the green flag and find out. We'll let you know in about 10 laps time. Up the front goes the 68 car of Dean Shearing's got a good wee start. He's up nice and high, gives it the big flick coming off turn 2, heads down into the back straight now. He's opened up about 2 or 3 car lengths back to the 83 car of Russell Erskine. And behind Tim, we'll see the 69 car. Oh, we've got something happening here. It's a yellow flag's come out, so somebody, not sure what that was for. Maybe the start wasn't that fantastic. I'm sitting here, the director saying that it might have been somebody that did the jump start there by the sound of things. So 68 Dean Shearing did get a good start, but I would have imagined that when he went across the start finish line, he was pretty much side by side with Russell Erskine. So Could be wrong. I have been known to be wrong a couple of 3 times. Righto, so they'll re-grid up again. Once again, big sponsors and good sponsors looking after us here at Central Motor Speedway for these 2 meetings here. And we've got the Cromwell Bulletin, Mitre 10, Viridian Glass, Quantum Print Design and Web and Copy and all that stuff. Southern Wholesale Cars and 4-wheel drives. The Cromwell Brewhouse, and it's got a bar and bistro there as well. AEE Design, and one of the bigger thank yous goes out to the guys from BWC Earth Moving, who do supply a fair bit of gear here for this track to get it all prepped up. And you can see the track's in great condition. Usually around the South Island we'd see tracks going a bit black by now and looking pretty terrible, but this one's looking nice and fresh and like the first race of the night, so looking fantastic. Let's do it. Let's go racing here at Central Motor Speedway, heat number 2 for the saloons. Who's going to do it? Racing we go. Righto, so Shearing gets another goodie. Ooh, just about dived into that corner there, and he goes out into the lead, opens up 2 or 3 back behind him, 69. Ewan Shearing, oh, looks like we're going to get another yellow come out. So somebody's going to go to the back here. So we're thinking it might be Terry Soper, according to the director that's in my ear hole at the moment. So not sure what the issue is, why the jump start happens. They look like they're just going to let them go, are they? Dean Shearing will be getting a bit annoyed with that because he's had 2 good starts and disappeared into the distance, and he's had to be pulled back twice. So the replay shows that Terry Soper was around the outside of most of the white car before, well, Matt Green's before the race even started, so he's pretty keen to get into it. It looks like Russell Erskine might sort of come and have a bit of a chat. Oh, they're saying he's the one that jump started. Oh yeah, interesting times. Well, that makes it even easier for Dean Shearing, but also, of course, 55, Steve Robertson gets a bit of an advantage as well because he's got clear air between him and turn 1 and 2, and he's got the inside line. So if he gets the start, well, he'll be away. Righto, so Dean Shearing up between turn 3 and 4. 55, Steve Robertson, he's already got the jump start and he's already up beside him. So let's see what they do with this one, but up between turn, yep, there's the yellow, green. I'm not sure what they're doing here. There's all sorts of different colour lights. And 68, Dean Shearing now leads the charge as he makes his way up into turn number 3 and 4. And behind him, 55, Steve Robertson would be in behind him. Then comes Terry Soper. And when we look down the inside of the 69 car of Ewan Shearing now as they come off turn number 2. Dean gets a little bit too high, gives the wall a bit of a kiss up, but turn number 2 now, but gets it straight back out with the 55 car of Steve Robertson right in behind him now. Robertson up nice and high, poking a bit of dust now as he goes across the start-finish line now. Shearing leads it from 55, Steve Robertson. The battle's on for third and fourth at the moment between the 8 of Terry Soper and 69 Ewan Shearing. Shearing's holding him off at the moment. Here comes another battle about to start up the front. 55, Steve Robertson's getting ever so close now. These guys are pretty well spread apart though, the remainder of the field. 72 Peter Scout starting to make his way up through the field on the 28 car of Barry Taylor. 9 car of 8 car of James Robertson would be in behind him. Big gap back, 53 of course is Jeff Richardson now. 3, 4, 9 car of Pierre Liza would be in behind him. And then we go back behind them and forget the rest. They've got too far off the pace to be any impact at all. Up the front we go, and 68. Dean Shearing, he'll come off turn number 3 and 4, doing the business. Bit of a hole opening up on turn 4, about smack bang in the middle of it now. 55, Steve Robertson hasn't made too much of an impact. He's about 2 back in behind the first place car of Dean Shearing. About another 7 or 8 back to our 69 machine of Ewan Shearing. Then we go back, 8 Terry Soper's got it up nice and high now. 28, there goes Barry Taylor. He's having a great battle with the 72 car of Peter Scout as they go across the start-finish line and clock out lap number 5 now. Shearing comfortably at the moment. He's opened it up in that lap. He did a fastest lap of 17.99 as he comes off turn number 4. He's opened that gap up even more. Bit of a black line starting to develop between turn 3 and 4 now as they make their way out of turn number 2. Shearing leads Robertson, and behind him 69, Shearing again, 8, Terry Soper, 29 Barry Taylor, and 72 car Peter Scout. Top 5 cars are within cooey of each other as they go up past us in the commentary box with lap number 7 just clocked out, 3 to go. 68 Dean Shearing, can he hold them off? Makes his way up to turn number 3, still maintains about 5 or 6 back behind him to the car of 55 Steve Robertson. Looks like the white flags come out now, it's one too early as he makes his way up into turn number 2. 68 Shearing, 2 turns left to go for him. And behind him, 55 Steve Robertson. Look at Terry Soper, he's pushed his way through. It's going to be a battle for that 3rd, 4th and 5th. No denying who won it. 68 Dean Shearing takes it. 55 Steve Robertson. Oh, it'll be 69 Ewan Shearing on the line. 8 Terry Soper, 72 Peter Scout, 28 Barry Taylor. Then the 8th of James Robinson will be next. 53 Jeff Richardson. And behind him we'll see 349 car of Pierre Liza, 27 Craig Davis, 83 car of Russell Erskine would be in that next spot. Dean Shearing takes the win. Contracted to Riverside Speedway in Invercargill, fastest lap 17.99. Back in second spot, contracted to Beachland Speedway with 59. It wasn't 59, Matt Green, that's lying. So it's obviously had a bit of a meltdown. It's actually put everybody up as a DNF. Rob, so no one actually finished that race apart from Dean Shearing and Matt Green. Matt Green to be stoked about that. Yeah. So we'll wait for that to get fixed up. There we go. There it is, Dean Shearing. Fastest lap 17.99, second spot 55 Steve Robinson, 18.04 was his fastest lap, 69 Ewan Shearing, an 18.15, in fourth spot 8 Terry Soper, 18.22, in fifth 72 Peter Scouten with an 18.09, and that rounds out the top 5. So not too much between Shearing, both the Shearings, Robertson, Soper and Scouten all poking around the low 18s, with Dean Shearing the only one to crack the 17 in that race, which is a good effort from him. He'll be stoked about that.
95i, and that's Owen Dixon in the Dixon Transport. Lovelady. 5T in the 5 Stags is Daryl Ainsley. Beautiful. I reckon this is one of the best prepared supers floating around. 34T Racing Ray Stewart. Ray Stewart. 861D Ricky Bolton and the Lovelady Corvette, and 12D is Paul Wright. Seven supers here tonight. Just about this time last year, folks, we watched an incredible New Zealand champs here at the Heavy Tracks Hire Central Motor Speedway. This year it's at Tauranga.
Okay, a bit of a unique situation happening just now, being filled in down on the control tower there by Midas Speedway New Zealand officials. Guess what? You know that last saloon race?
Yes.
Null and void. There was a protest that came through, and they have decided that the race, the only way to settle it properly is not to have the race at all. So after the production saloons, race number 2 of the saloons will return. All right, so I'm not going to tell you who protested because we don't want to put anybody in trouble there, but there was a protest, they won the protest, so yeah, that's it, they're going to re-race it after the production saloons shortly.
Well, there you go, folks. Action aplenty here tonight at the Central Motor Speedway. Nothing like the sound of these supers, 800 horsepower, make the ground absolutely shake, rattle and roll. Director asking me something in the ear, but I will not refuse to answer that one. Righto, action aplenty tonight. These guys were good in the first one. Racing Ray Stewart not off the front this time, so we'll see how him and Ricky Bolton pull through. Paul Wright off the back. And see how he goes off the back. Track looking good. Cameron McManaway off the front in the 492i. That's going to be hard to beat that. Here we getting all ready for Tauranga. 54 entries so far for the New Zealand Super Saloon Champs. massive. The most ever, I've just been told. Huge field of supers on a huge track. If they get the track right, it is going to be stunning. Still got the yellow out. No, we've got the green. Campbell McManaway puts the foot down. Yeah, look at them all. They're all hungry for it. Campbell McManaway in the 4-2I. Then from Daryl Ainsley slides under Owen Dixon beautifully. Ray Stewart just binds up a wee bit. Owen Dixon, 95I, sits in third. And then we go back to Ricky Racer Bolton, 861D in fifth. Paul Simon and Paul Wright. A good wee battle out the back. But in the meantime, it's the two new Hypermax side by side. Campbell McManaway, 492I from Riverside. And the 5T of Daryl Ainsley. He's got that thing absolutely dialed in. 95I, Owen Dixon, he's flying as well. Oh, Campbell just got it all wrong. Daryl, nice recovery. 95I. Owen Dixon up into second. Then the 34T of Ray Stewart. He's absolutely hauling as well. 861D, Ricky Bolton hanging on to the back of them. Let's see what Campbell McManaway can do. Ray Stewart wants second, that's for sure. We've got a yellow. Yellow flag out. Campbell McManaway just got it hooked up a little bit. Oh, we've got something on the track coming out of 4. T Daryl Ainsley with the 17.44. He's your fastest. Next best is Ray Stewart with a 17.64. Then Campbell McManaway with a 17.75. Then Ricky Bolton with a 17.77. Daryl Ainsley just running just that slightly bit quick. He certainly got it dialed in here tonight. And the 5T, 5 Stags. Then we go back to 95I, Owen Dixon, the Dixon Transport Love Lady. Well, we're going to let him loose. We go. Daryl Ainsley stomps on the accelerator pedal. Then we go to 95I, Owen Dixon, Ricky Bolton. He wants to have a look at third as well. Ray Stewart. Nice drive out of 3 and 4 by Ricky. Ray Stewart's going to drive underneath. Owen Dixon just not quite yet. And in the meantime, Daryl Ainsley's on the march. Clearing a whale away. Ray Stewart. All or nothing. 861D, Ricky Bolton wants a part of the party, so does Campbell McManaway. He won't be happy with the spin. Daryl Ainsley loves this track. Sure knows how to pedal here. And the 5T Hypermac just drifts it up a bit high, but he's got a nice enough lead that he can. 95I, Owen Dixon still holding on to second, and then we go back to third and the 34T, Ray Stewart. Then the 861D of Ricky Bolton just goes up a little bit high. He's going to have to be careful because Campbell McManaway's lurking. Then we go back to 12T, Paul Wright, and then 7D, Paul Simon. Daryl Ainsley comes through for lap 7 of 10. Ray Stewart putting the glow torch on Owen Dixon. Then Ricky Bolton sitting back and forth, about 3 car lengths behind. Then Campbell McManaway. Daryl Ainsley hooking up beautifully. The only man to do a 16, and he's 16.8.5 seconds lap. He is absolutely starting to really dial into this. 1 to go. Daryl Ainsley, then we go back. Ray Stewart takes over second in the 34T. Heavy Tracks highest, Seeker panel and parts. Hypermac. Then the 95I of Owen Dixon. Absolutely hauling. Then we go back to another love lady in the 861D of Ricky Bolton. Checkered flag. Daryl Ainsley, 5T. 5 Stags, Hypermac. Beautifully prepared car. Then the 34T of Racing Ray Stewart. Then 95I Owen Dixon. And then in fourth, 861D Ricky Bolton. Then the 492i of Campbell McManaway was up in first, spun her up. 66T, that's Sunny Muku Muku. Then the 99T of Fetu Taiwa. 74T, and that's Calvin Lott. Then the 12T of Sabrina Bain. I notice Jeff Friend's not. Oh, yes, he is. Jeff Friend, the 11T. .38T out the back is Trevor Westy. Righto, folks, let's rip into this one. And it's the BMW all the way from Christchurch, Alan Bailey. Can Shane Carson get the big rear wheel drive going? Jeff Friend's going to have a look up the inside, outside. Sunny Muku Muku must have had his wee issue sorted out. But out the front, the 91C of Alan Bailey in the BMW. In the 11T in the Honda. Being a good battle with the 44D of Shane Carson. 66T goes up the outside, and so does Fetu, goes past the 44D. Shane loves the rear wheel drive, but out the front it's all the 91C of Alan Bailey. Jeff Friend going to go and have a look on the outside. Sunny Muku Muku in the inside of with the 66T. Then Fetu Taiwa in the 99T collision, Cromwell collision Impreza. And then the 74T of Calvin Lott in 5th. Then Sabrina Bain in 6th. And we've got a real battle developing up the front. Fetu Taiwa has a look on the outside of Alan Bailey in the 91C. Then the 99T of Fetu Taiwa. Beautiful drive right round the outside. 66T. Sunny Muku Muku in 3rd. Sabrina Bain going up high. She sits in 5th. And at the front it's all 99T. Fetu Taiwa. Sunny Muku Muku looks up the inside and gets the job done on the 91C of Alan Bailey. Then we go back to 74T. Calvin Lott has to put the anchors on. Sabrina Bain lurking. She's going to have a look at the top. Sunny Muku Muku hits the wall hard. Yellow flag. Sunny just trying too hard. So at the front, it's Fetu Taiwa in the 99T. 91C.
Okay, folks, here we are back at Central Motor Speedway, winner of the last heat. He reckons he's back. It is Daryl Ainsley in the 5T car. Daryl, I suppose it's been a long time coming, a bit of form finally returning to you.
Yeah, no, it has. It's been a bit of a frustrating process since I got the car. Just try and find, tuning the things and getting there and then taking a couple of steps back. But yeah, I was confident the car was going to be good tonight. We just sort of must have set up a wee bit in the first heat, and then we changed a few things after that, and then I probably couldn't have got much. The car was as good as I was. That was awesome. That was awesome.
I tell you what, this thing looks absolutely $1 million, and of course you'll be getting ready to go off to Tauranga for the New Zealand Super Saloon Champs, I'd imagine. Yeah, well, if you'd asked me about one race ago, I probably would have said I wasn't going, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's looking good. Alrighty, so obviously a big effort this season. You're a little bit late to come out though. I mean, you had some issues in Dunedin when you tried to get it cranking up, didn't you? I won't mention any names, but we'll leave it at that. Good stuff. Good sponsors this year. Who looks after you? Oh, Agency Sharon, of course, and Design Windows, and BP to Go, 5 Stags, and who else I've forgotten, but Agency Sharon, Metro Graphics, yeah. No, all pretty good. Good stuff, Daryl. Congratulations on that heat win. Okay, that's Daryl Ainsley Spokes, and of course we'll see him again very shortly when he comes out for his next race. We can see lined up on the dummy grid, we've got the saloons. Of course, these guys are going to go out for another race. Of course, the last race that they had was null and void. There was a protest that was lodged, and they've decided that there's no outcome for that protest, so they're going to rerun heat number 2 of the saloons up next after these production saloons. Righto, folks, stay tuned to the Pits TV.
Fetu, a nice drive off the back. Beautiful night here at the Heavy Tracks Hire Central Motor Speedway. Plenty of good places to go and eat. Absolutely beautiful night here. You couldn't have asked for better. Stunning. Beautiful backdrop here in Cromwell. But let's get the business done with these production saloons. We're just about to get underway, folks. Well, we're going to be into it very shortly. Drops the green. Fetu Taiwa drops the foot onto the accelerator as well. Alan Bailey in the Cactus Cars 91C. Kenny held off Calvin Lott and Sabrina Bain in the 12T. Jeff Free in there as well, 95I. Daniel Rolton moves up into 6. But out the front it's all Fetu Taiwa, Calvin Lott and Sabrina Bain. Going to go flying past the 91 of Alan Bailey from the Glen. Out the front it's all Fetu Taiwa from the 74 of Calvin Lott, and then the 12T of Sabrina Bain. She goes up high, but Fetu, he's on a mission. All racing for Christmas champs. 74T Calvin Lott in second. Then we go back to 12T Sabrina Bain. Then the 91C of Alan Bailey, Cactus Cars BMW. Then the 11T of Jeff Friend. Then the 95I of Daniel Rolton. And then 44D Shane Carson. And then the 38T of Trevor Westy. But out the front, and starting to run away with it is Fetu Taiwa. Lap 8 of 10. Got it all under control. 74T of Calvin Lott. And then we go back to 12T, Sabrina Bain. Then the 91C of Alan Bailey. Daniel Rolton starting to really get into his work now. 1 to go to Fetu Taiwa in the 99T. Then the 74T of Calvin Lott in second. Then third is Sabrina Bain. 91C all the way from the Glen. Alan Bailey sits in fourth. But your race 2 winner for Production Saloons is Fetu Taiwa from Calvin Lott. Then Sabrina Bain in third, then Alan Bailey in fourth, then the 44D of Shane Carson, then the 11T of Jeff Friend, then Trevor Westy in seventh, and Daniel Bolton in eighth, and DNF for Sonny Mukumuku, who hit the wall quite hard.
Okay, folks, here we go with something a bit unique tonight here at Central Motor Speedway. We have Tim, and Tim, you're the mayor from here, and this is Paddy, and he's the policeman from Central Motor Speedway, or for Central Otago. So what's happening is they're going to chuck you in a car. So who's driving Darryl Ainsley's car?
No, I was supposed to, and I chickened out. It's not too complicated.
Oh yeah, well you've obviously they explained how the clutch works, have they?
Yeah, well he tried, and I threw one ear out the other. Nah. And then I heard 820 horsepower and went, nah. Took the whim clause.
Well, it doesn't really make much difference, mate, because at the end of the day, you know, you're a mayor, you have plenty of money.
No. I just want to come out alive. I don't even care if I lose.
All right, so the Mr. Policeman here, which car are you driving, boss?
Craig Davies' car. I haven't actually seen it yet, so hopefully it's here tonight. Yeah, so we're good.
It is here, it's a pink one, actually, and it's sitting over there somewhere, so it's a rather interesting wee beast as well. Camaro, I'm led to believe, so ever done anything like this before?
Just a Bathurst, on the Bathurst day, with a fun day here. Done it, I don't think we've ever finished though. We've always started, but never completed it.
Might be a bit of a hard case, eh? The mayor and the policeman. So who's going to win?
Well, I'm used to following the baddie, so it's probably going to carry on.
That's a good point, actually, isn't it? Okay, well, hey, guys, best of luck having a crack out there. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun. Once you get this thing going, you'll be right.
Not that thing.
There we go, folks. Of course, these guys are going to come up a little bit later on where the policeman will race the mayor. Tim versus Paddy. Who's going to win? We'll tell you a little bit later on. Right now, stay tuned to the Pits TV, the Saloons, heat number 2, up next.
We've got that coming up later in the night. Should be a goodie. Right, race 2 for Saloons.
Righto, up the front, 83 Erskine. On his outside, Dean Shearing. 55, Steve Robertson. Remember, Dean Shearing won the race. Wouldn't he be snotted right off if he didn't actually win this one, because he put so much effort into that last one. He actually deserved the win, but there was a person that protested. He won the protest. The only way to sort it out was to have a rerun. Let's do it. Let's go green. Racing we go. So 10 laps in the distance. Shearing gets a goodie again. Looks like though Ewan Shearing's got a better start this time round. He's been poked up a little bit too high, bit of contact, bit of rubbinous racing going on there between him and the 83 car, Russell Erskine. Meanwhile, Dean Shearing gets a nice wee start. 72 Peter Scouten into the side of the 8 of Terry Soper. We've been rubby going on there, and Ewan Shearing's box changed just slightly after the first lap. So that's where the action is. Erskine with 55, Steve Robertson. In actual fact, Erskine's doing Dean Shearing a huge favour here because he's holding up some pretty fast cars. Well, not holding them up, but he's holding off quite a few cars. Looks like Robertson's going to have a trick around the outside, and he's got that move sorted out so far. Let's see if Russell Erskine can fight back. Ewan Shearing's going to be sniffed down the inside, coming out of turn 2. Oh, he's into him, and he's bent something, I think. Yeah, he has. His left front, I think it sort of went round. I'm not sure if he's going to get a restart here. He's going to try and rejoin, and might be some sort of damage done to that car. He's pulled it to the infield anyway. Up the front though, the 68 of Dean Shearing leads the charge at the moment. He's got about 25 car lengths back to the 55 of Steve Robertson. About 2 and behind him, Dutchie, the 72 man, is up there in that third spot, closing in like a missile. Back behind him, we'll see our 8 car of Terry Soper would be back in 4th spot, about 2 and behind him to the 83 car of Russell Erskine. 28 Barry Taylor would be in behind him, then the 27 car of Craig Davies is up nice and high, as is James Robinson having a wee look down the inside of him, coming off turn 4 now. Back up the front at 3/4 of a length off the back straight from the 68 car back to the 58 of Steve Robinson. 72 Peter Scouten having another wee look down the inside now as they come off turn number 4. In behind them about 5 or 6 back, we'll see the 8 of Terry Soper, 1 spot back behind him, the 83 car of Russell Erskine's about 15 off the pace, being pushed hard by 28 Barry Taylor now. In behind Taylor at about 3 or 4 backs to 27 of Craig Davies. Good battle going on between Pieliza and the 8 car of James Robinson. A little bit behind them, 53 Jeff Richardson right at the tail end of the field, and who's just been passed is the 59 car of Matt Green. But look at this, 68 Dean Shearing. If it wasn't the race, second race was good enough. He's opened it up to an even bigger lead this time round. He is in lap number 9, and we should see a white flag come out next time round as he heads down between turn 3 and 4. Dean Shearing, he's 5 turns off another good win here as the white flag should come out. I'm hoping. And you just can't tell really. And then back behind him it is the 55 car of Steve Robertson, 72 Peter Scouten. Look at these two having a great battle here, but here he comes, Dean Shearing, very comfortable, very easy. Here's the win, crosses the line at first spot. Back in second spot, we'll see the 72 Peter Scouten, took too long to pass Steve Robinson, so he'll settle for second spot. Then 55 Steve Robinson, 8 car of Terry Soper. Then we go back behind them, and it looks like it's going to be 349 Pieliza from the 83 of Russell Erskine, 28 Barry Taylor, 8 of James Robinson, 27 of Craig Davies. And behind him, 53 of Jeff Richardson, and then 59 Matt Green, the DNF out there to the 69 car of Ewan Shearing. So a good win this time out. 68 Dean Shearing, 17.58 second lap. I tell you what, he was that consistent. He was still in the 17s by the end of that race. Clearly a better race than the last one. He could only just manage the 17.99. 72 Peter Scouten, he got second spot, 17.59, so he's 0.1 of a second slower. And then in third spot, 55 Steve Robinson with a 17.80. Fourth, 8 Terry Soper with a 17.64. And in fifth and final spot there, 349 Pieliza. He knocked out an 18.11. So well off the pace was Pieliza, but he was held up for a lot of that race anyway.
You'll be in for 28T of Braden Cooper. Then we go back to 22T of Jeremy Blackler. Look at Brodie Cunningham takes over second. Jack Brown forces his way up into fourth, goes round the 66I of Dwayne Crackwell. 12T, John Pagan. Oh, we've got two round. 22T, Jeremy Blackler, and the 8T of Finn Cleveland. Battling it out for those top spots. Ooh, Finn looks like he's got a rather damaged front end. But at the front, 28T, Braden Cooper. Then the 11T of Brodie Cunningham. Goes down low. There's a three-way shootout at the front for the six shooters. Braden Cooper slides it up into 3 and 4. Brodie Cunningham just waiting for Braden Cooper to make a mistake. Jack Brown's just sitting at the back, and here comes Josh Buchanan, who slots up into 4th. Gets past the 12T of John Pagan. Out the front, it's the 28T of Braden Cooper from Brodie Cunningham, and then the 57I of Jack Brown, and here comes Josh Buchanan in the 43T. 79, Raymond Phillips, he's made up a few spots as well. He's sitting back in about 7th and 8th. But out the front, it's Braden Cooper from Brodie Cunningham, and then the 57I, Jack Brown, he's going to have a look on the outside. Just hasn't quite got the legs to do it. 28T, Braden Cooper. Brodie Cunningham has a look underneath. Has he got the job done? No, not quite. 57I sits back in 3rd, and that's Jack Brown. Then we go back to 43T. Josh Buchanan's just sitting there in 4th. Brodie Cunningham just can't quite get the job done. Jack Brown sitting back there in 3rd. It looks like Braden Cooper's got 3 laps to hang on. Brodie Cunningham has a look up on the inside, so does Jack Brown. Just can't get the job done, Brodie. Braden Cooper hanging on for his grim death. Then we have the 43T of Josh Buchanan. You're going to have a look up the outside of Jack Brown. He'd be doing well to do that. Shannara Stronach's obviously got issues. He slowed right down. Raymond Phillips slots up into 6th. Braden Cooper goes up high. Has it opened the door for Brodie Cunningham? Not quite. Checkered flag. Braden Cooper from 11T, Brodie Cunningham. Then the 57I of Jack Brown. Then the 43T of Josh Buchanan. He's had a good run tonight, Josh. Then we go back to the 12T of John Pagan. Then in 6th, Raymond Phillips. Then we go back to Dwayne Crackwell in 7th. Then the 9T of James Martin.
Want a great night out for all the family? Want great value? Need excitement? Need action, thrills, speed and spills? Then you need to be at your local Speedway's next race meeting. It's got it all! Speedway, the entertainment sport.
Hi, Scott here from X Factor Cars, Southland's V8 specialists, stockists of the South Island's biggest selection of Holden HSV, also with a wide range of everything Ford, FPV and classic American muscle. With an in-house finance specialist, we can tailor build a package to suit each and every budget, from no deposit, structured payments and up to 60-month terms. If we don't have it in stock, our team will search high and low to find what you want. Check check out our testimonials, xfactorcars.co.nz.
Driven. Wow, Paddy Henderson's just knocked out a 20.80. It's not too bad for a guy that's just hopped into one of these. Of course, Craig would have told him, put the foot flat. Only way to drive it. Lemire just a little bit more circumspect. He's just starting to get the feel for it by the look of it. But Paddy Henderson, your local policeman, certainly starting to get the handle of this quite well too. 19.67 for Paddy Henderson. Not bad at all. They're going to do 2 more by the look of it. White flag for Paddy Henderson. Tim Cadigan just taking it a little bit gingerly. Your celebrity race-off is won by Paddy Henderson. The local Bobby, well done. Take a lot to get into one of those. Give him a big round of applause, folks, as he goes round. Craig, you can breathe now. A great little drive from Paddy Henderson. Good to see. Telling him to go straight in. Good on you, Paddy Henderson. And to the mayor, Tim Cadigan. What a pair of good sports. Just putting it in gear. Give him a bit of a round of applause, folks. Next up, Youth Mini Stocks. Now, how got a sorts of Craig Davies and Barry Taylor for loaning their cars. Darryl Ainsley was only too kind, but Lemire didn't feel that 820 horsepower was quite to his likings. So he decided to just ease on into it. Who knows? Could produce future drivers. But in the meantime, talking of future drivers, Youth Mini Stocks has certainly produced some very good drivers, as witnessed last year at the New Zealand Super Champs. Dean Waddell's son, Sam, hopped straight out of a mini stock, straight into a super saloon. But there's another story with Sam. Sam does a lot of go-karting, which certainly helps. 18C all the way from Woodford Glen. That's Cam Sittaway. Good to see Cam here. Then we go to 59C, and that's Brody Pinnell. Then the 18D of Cody Finch. Then the 13T of Marcus Scott. Then the 28T of Adam Evans. And then I think it's the 19T of Lucas Erskine. Now folks, clerk of the course just going to go around the back of them, have a look at them, make sure they're all lined up. Ella Colvin just pulls on the back. This will be a good race off the front, the two Woodford Glen cars. Cam Sittaway's been in good form. Here we go, we're green. Who's got the power into 1 and 2? Cam Sittaway. Marcus Scott having a look up on the high line, getting a good drive off the top too. Marcus moves up into third, marches past Cody Finch. Yes, does Lily Anderton. Good drive in the 15D. But out the front, it's the 18C of Cameron Sittaway. From 59C, Brody Pinnell. And then the 13T of Marcus Scott. And Marcus just goes a little wide, opens the door for Cody Finch. Lily Anderton's right there in the mix as well. In the 33T of Josh Evans. That's a real gaggle of cars through there. Cam Sittaway starts to clear away from Brody Pinnell. Cody Finch up into third. Marcus Scott just slowly dropping back. Lily Anderton moves up into fourth. 28T. Adam Evans found some good drive off the top. Moves up into fourth. The 5 of Jack Cleveland, he's right in the mix as well. And Lucas Erskine, and we've got a red light. Huh. Let's have a look at 15D, Lily Anderton. So she spun herself up. Cam Sittaway, he's got a good lead from his Woodford Glen teammate of Brody Pinnell. And there's a real scrap for third between Cody Finch, 28T, Adam Evans, and the 5T of Jack Cleveland, and then Marcus Scott, Lucas Erskine, and the 33T of Josh Evans. Just having a wee look. Well, it's been a beautiful night here tonight. Don't forget, again on Monday, King of Cromwell. They'll all be righto, they're going to jump on the gas and get going. Cam Sittaway. Then the 59C of Brody Pinnell. Then the 28T of Adam Evans. He's going to have a look at Cody Finch. And the 18D sitting in third. Then Lucas Erskine. But he's going to come under attack from the 33T of Josh Evans, who in turn gets under attack from the 13T of Marcus Scott. But out the front it's Cam Sittaway, but the 59C of Brody Pinnell, he's starting to pull him in. Adam Evans takes over third from Cody Finch in the 18D, sits in fourth. Lucas Erskine, the 19T, he's slowly closing the gap on Cody Finch. Oh, we've got a red light. Ooh. Antonia Edmonds in Ashley Finch. No. So they've gotten a wee bit of a tangle. Here we go. He's quick off the gas was Brodie Purnell. Cam Sittaway just got enough drive. Brodie Purnell's going to come under big attack from Adam Evans. It's a good battle for second and third, and then we go back to fourth, Cody Finch. Then in fifth, Lucas Erskine. Checkered flag, Cam Sittaway. And just Adam Evans from Brodie Purnell in the 59C. Oh, bit of a touchy. Then we go to Cody Finch in the 18D for fourth. Then Lucas Erskine for fifth. Then Josh Evans for sixth in the 33T. Then the 98T of Kahu Anganu. Jason's just put me off my mark. 8th, 13T, Marcus Scott. And 9th, Jasmine Bolton. Good race, Jason.
Righto, so the 28 car of Barry Taylor is all by himself up the front. And then we go back into our second row, so we're obviously missing a car. Second row is the 53 of Jeff Richardson, the 27 of Craig Davies, 55 Steve Robertson, 8 James Robinson, 68 Dean Shearing, 349 P. Eliza. Let's cruise back 83 Russell Erskine, and it looks like the 8 car of Terry Soap is there as well, 72 Peter Scouten. And old Matt Green just poking around in the background there. He's quite happy just to do that in the mighty Ford. So good to see a good field of saloons here tonight for this, the Christmas Trophy Challenge, I do believe, for these guys. And they'll be back for the New Year's Challenge on the 1st. Right, let's do it. Let's go racing in this one. Saloons, last heat for these guys. Make their way up into 1 and 2 already. The 28 car of Barry Taylor does a pretty good job of getting it up about 3 or 4 car lengths back to our 55 car of Steve Robertson. Robertson's got about 1.5 over the 27 car of Craig Davies now as they start to sort themselves out. All the top guys gone to the high line. Terry Soap with the exception to the rule there. He's keeping it and hugging the pole line as much as he can now. A wee bit of close racing going on between Soper and the 72 car of Peter Scouten as they start to sort themselves out now up between turn 3 and 4. But the 28 car of Barry Taylor's the one that's doing the damage at the moment. All the other guys are pretty bunched up with the exception of the 55 car of Steve Robertson, who's opened up about 3 or 4. Dean Shearing starting to make his way through the pack, moves himself up to the 3rd spot as well. And then we go back and behind him to the 27 car of Craig Davies. 53, of course, Jeff Richardson would be your next place car. 349, P. Eliza having a great tweet battle with the 8 car of James Robinson. Even better battle going on between the 72 car of Peter Scouten and 8 Terry Soper. Those two not making too much of an impact. However, he did get down the inside of the 8 car of James Robinson. So the 2 8s are racing side by side now as they're up between turns 3 and 4. And lap number 4 has just been clocked off of the 12 that they're going to be doing here. Look at this battle going on for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. It's 349 P. Eliza that leads the charge at the moment. And looks like 72 Peter Scouten starting to carve his way up through the field. All that car of 8 James Robinson getting a little bit too close to the wall. If he's not too careful, he might find himself giving it a wee bit of a pash as they make their way between turn 1 and 2. Oh, Robinson just about collected the 8 of Terry Soper. Soper, great drive, squeezes a gap where there wasn't one and manages to put himself up a spot now. Let's have a look up the front, poking around between turn 1 and 2 is the 28 car of Barry Taylor. Maintains about 20 over the 55 of Steve Robertson. James Robertson pulls to the infield. 68 Dean Sheeran's poking around. He's pretty close to the 55 machine as he goes across the start-finish line 7 laps down with 5 to go now. Taylor leads, Robertson leads Shearing, and then back about 4 or 5 back to the 349 car of P. Eliza. 72 Peter Scouten's having a wee sniff down the inside. Let's see if we can get him up between turn 3 and 4. Liza, he's gone really wide. Scouten ducks down low, tries to keep it nice and hug and tight as he comes off turn 4. He's still not gained that spot yet. Terry Soper's closing the gap up. 72 Peter Scouten got away a wee bit, but Soper doesn't quite seem to have the setup in this race. Look at Scouten, has a wee late charge down the inside of the 349 car of P. Eliza as the white flag comes out, and looks like they're going to do 10 of the 12 laps. And it is going to be the 28, the green machine, heading down the back straight into turn 3 and 4. Barry Taylor, he'll go up top turn 3 and 4, 1 turn left to go. Barry Taylor takes it. Dean Shearing, he might get it on the line here. Oh, it will be Dean Shearing for second spot. Third to 55 is Steve Robertson. Fourth to 349 of Pierre Liza. Fifth 72 Peter Scouten. Sixth the 8 of Terry Soper. Seventh to 27 of Craig Davies. Eighth the 83 of Russell Erskine. Ninth was the 53 of Mr. Richardson. And then Jeff Richardson. And then 10th was the 59 of Matt Green. What a run from the 28 car Barry Taylor, and he clocked out a 18.13, but I tell you what, he was not the fastest car on the track. Actually, the man behind him set the fastest lap, even though he's 1.5 behind. He got held up for quite a bit behind Steve Robertson. It was Dean Shearing. Dean, the only one to crack the 17s with a 17.85 second lap. Third, 55, Steve Robertson with an 18.20. And fourth, the 349 Pierre Liza with an 18.07. And let's top it off with the top 5 with 72 car of Peter Scouten with an 18.11. Super salute action lined up on the dummy grid. We'll be back with you shortly here at Central Motor Speedway for the Christmas Trophy Challenge and the Hogeling War of the Wings.
do. We supply hose and fitting and skill to get equipment up and running.
We're a one-stop shop, lubrication, fire suppression and hydraulics. The service that we provide, there's no other company that can do it and do it as well as we do.
We've got 8 branches in New Zealand, 70 distributors, 130 service technicians and vans. We're also in Australia, but within New Zealand we've been here a long time and we are the market leader.
Speedway Blasting, Pellet and Paint are Southland's commercial go-to place when it comes to the big jobs. From restoration projects that require expert touch, our team of professionals will sort those bumps and bruises out. Industrial coating, chassis alignment, through to engineering and marine coatings. Offering the latest technology in spray booth, the team will colour it and seal it to perfection. Let us blast any of your products ready to bring it back to life. We do it all. Speedway Blasting, Pellet and Paint, 90 Preston Street in Invercargill. Proud.
Hi, I'm Malcolm Narthai from Suck It Up Limited. If you're in the Canterbury area and need any hydro excavation, water blasting, vacuum loading, any septic tank cleaning or CCTV of your pipelines, please give me a call or contact us on our Facebook page.
Suck It Up Limited, 740 Marston Road, Christchurch. Call them 24 hours a day on 027 588 8809.
Hi, I'm Scott Williamson and welcome to X Factor Cars. Family owned and operated on 2 locations, Invercargill and Cromwell. Specialising in everything V8, Holden Ford, HSV, FPV, and with Southland's biggest selection of American muscle, we've got most bases covered. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Get the X Factor.
Right, folks, now we've been talking them up. Let's see if they can walk the walk. Righto, pull right off the front, the 12T. Then we go back to 95 IO and Dixon. Oh, they're touchy-feely out there. Can Daryl Ainsley get that 820 horsepower monster going? Campbell McManaway wants a piece of it too. In the Hypermac, Ray Stewart as well. They all want a piece of it. Oh, nice pass by Campbell McManaway in the 492i in front of Ricky Bolton. Just slid it right in. Look at your club president, Daryl Ainsley, on fire. In the 492I of Campbell McManaway. Can he pull Daryl Ainsley in? Then 12T, Paul Wright's going nicely. Owen Dixon slightly got it wrong. Open the door for Ricky Bolton, who moves up into fourth. Ray Stewart got this thing absolutely flying. Back in fifth, but out the front with a 17-2-0 is 5T, 5 Stags, Daryl Ainsley. Then the Can-Do Fishing, 492I of Campbell McManaway in third. Ricky Bolton and Ray Stewart continuing on there. Little scrap. Paul Wright, just get out of the way, son, because they're coming through. Out the front, Daryl Ainsley's got a good lead. He's got this thing absolutely hooked up, 17-1-4. Campbell McManaway hasn't got an answer from. Ray Stewart just got a little bit wide. Out of 3 and 4. Ricky Bolton can't make any impact on third. But out the front, Daryl Ainsley's got the foot buried deep into the accelerator, and he is absolutely smashing this. Then we go back to 492I of Campbell McManaway, and then the 3 Hypermax are on a march. 34T, Ray Stewart sitting in third. Daryl Ainsley, he'll be stoked. This thing's absolutely hooking up beautifully. Then we go back to second, a brand new Hypermac also for 492I, Campbell McManaway. Then the 34T of Racing Ray Stewart. And then we go back to fourth, Ricky Bolton in the 861D. But Ray Stewart's going to put the glow torch to Campbell McManaway shortly. Beautifully, here we go. Drag race into 3. Campbell just holding, but I think Ray's got the job done. Has Ray got the pace? 1 to go. Certainly no doubt about who's out in front. And that's 5T, Daryl Ainsley. At 34T, gets the job done for second on Campbell McManaway. Ray's got some serious pace in this thing tonight, and he's the only one to crack 16s. But your race winner, Daryl Ainsley from 34T, Ray Stewart. Then 492I of Campbell McManaway. Then 861D, Ricky Bolton. And then the 95I of Owen Dixon. Then the 12T of Paul Wright. And then the 7D of Paul Simon. Fantastic racing. Ray Stewart with a blistering 16.89 for second. Fastest man on the track. I'd say Daryl Lanes would be pretty happy with that. That's 2 out of 2. Ricky Bolton, he'd be happy. He's got through 3 races tonight. He's had a few issues with that car. Just this second season in Supers, making a good transition. Ray Stewart, he'd be happy with that. That thing is absolutely humming. 95IO and Dixon, it's been good tonight too. They've all been good. I would say that your Christmas champs for Super Saloons unofficially would be Ray Stewart. Righto, let's go racing. 74, Calvin Lott. Jeff Friend looks up the inside. Gets it done. Sabrina Bain, she's had good pace tonight. Here comes the Fetu Tyler show. He's been good tonight too, is Fetu. Be right up in the points. Jeff Friend and the 11T. Having a good run. Calvin Lott sitting in second, but I don't think he's going to be there for much longer as Fetu Tyler starts to put a bit of pressure on. 12T, Sabrina Bain, she's racing well. Out the front, Jeff Friend and the 11T. .74T, Calvin Lott. And the 99T of Fetu Toiwa. having a great battle, but I think Fetu's won that one. Now he'll start to go to work, see if he can catch Jeff Friend. Then the 12T is Sabrina Bain, the 95I of Daniel Rollins. He's had a good run here tonight. Then we go back to the 91C Cactus Cars of Alan Bailey, then Shane Carson, New Zealand Production Saloon Competitor of the Year. But out front it's Jeff Friend in the 11T, then 99T of Fetu Taiwa really starting to tighten the screws. Then the 74 of Calvin Lott. Then we go to 12T, Sabrina Bain, just dropping back off the pace. Here's Fetu going to have a look up round the outside. Has he got the drive? We're going to go into 1 and 2 and find out. Can Jeff Friend hold on? Good tight racing for first and second. Then third place, 74 Calvin Lott, and then the 12T of Sabrina Bain. Jeff Friend just holding on by no more. And a bit of puff out the back from the big Honda. A 99T Fetu Taiwa closing in each lap. Jeff Friend just seems to have a little bit more than Fetu. 74T Calvin Lott. Then we go back to the 12T of Sabrina Bain. This is good stuff, lap after lap. Can Fetu finally get the job done? I don't think he can. Jeff Friend got a little oil leak. In the 11T, just holding on to first, just overcorrected just a tad, but Fetu Taiwa can't do anything about it. It's the 38 of Trevor Westy going to... Oh, Fetu, he's just got the drive. Trevor Westy, they'll have to go around him. Jeff Friend, who's got the better line? Fetu, but Jeff Friend's not going to give up without a fight. Then the 74T of Calvin Lott in third. Then the 12T of Sabrina Bain. We've got one to go. Then the two visitors, 95I, Daniel Rolton, and then the 91C of Alan Bailey in the Cactus Cars. But Fetu Taiwa got the job done in first. Then the 11T, Jeff Friend. Then the 74 of Calvin Lott. And then the 12T of Sabrina Bain. Then the two visitors, 95I, Daniel Rolton, and 91C in the Cactus Cars, Alan Bailey. Then back to Shane Carson. And then Trevor Westy in the 38T.